Tom Wood joining us now on Humboldt State tonight after the Lumberjacks, an impressive homestand, at least going 2-0. I don't know how Coach feels. Let's start with the Stanislaus game, Coach. You guys looked really down and out, but hey, in the end, you pulled out a win against a team most people felt you should have beaten. You did.
Well, I think if you're going to end the season as a one of the top teams, you're going to look back and there'll be times when you're fortunate to win. That's the way I felt. I felt that we got outplayed, obviously outcoached. That we were just not in the game right to the last. I think they played better than us for 35 minutes, and we probably played better for 5 minutes. And very fortunate to win that game. And I think hopefully my idea after that game was that hey, there's a lesson to be learned here. Well, you probably asked a question about the Chico game here in a second. We didn't learn it very well because the first
another slow start.
That first half we came out just terrible, and so I'm not sure what's the cause of that. We've been kind of running some ideas through our head here as coach, and you'll appreciate this. We think I'm going to take a page out of Bill Walsh's philosophy and script the first 10, 12 plays. Maybe we'll get the right guys shooting, the right guys touching the ball. Let's hope they don't call a timeout or we fumble, because I don't know what to do after that.
Well, and we'll see about that. No huddle up unless, of course, you call a timeout. Chico State, how good does it feel to beat Chico State? I know that record-wise, but storylines. I mean, this is Chico versus Humboldt State. If you could have seen the grin on Bert Nordstrom's face, I mean, he just loves it when you guys are punishing him out there in the second half.
Well, I think it means probably more to maybe some of the older era guys. Quite honestly, Thanksgiving time, probably half my team didn't know that Chico was a league game. We tried to correct that thinking. We need to have that as a remind them that that's a rivalry. That there's a lot of people in the stands, a lot of old people that played basketball and other sports here. That's a rivalry for us, and I think we got the point across a little bit, and then we came out, and I think everybody felt really good about beating Chico.
Well, from where I stand, watching the games, Friday night was a lot more fun to call your game than the women's game. I mean, Jody's team's just bludgeoning people by 30. That's not so entertaining, but you guys made it more interesting. So thank you on that behalf, Coach.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm sure he'll keep that in mind next time when they're playing. Two guys who I felt had great weekends for you this past weekend. Zach Tiedemann, I mean, the stat sheet lit it up, and I can't remember the last time you let a guy have a green light from anywhere on the court, including 45-footers, but he seems to make them. And then Kevin Atkins really seemed to step up and establish himself this weekend.
Well, let's take Kevin first.
Okay.
I agree. I think he's really been playing well. Early in the year, I think he was trying to do too much. He'd make some poor decisions during the course of the game, which would, I think, hurt us. I think he's corrected that. The key with him is for us to keep him fresh. When he gets a little tired, like all our players, they have a tendency to try to take shots they can't make or try to do things they can't do. Taking Zach next, when he shoots it, I think everybody in the building, including myself, thinks it's going in, and that means from about 45 feet and in. He's got unbelievable range. Got it going. It felt good for him. I think probably got it going for the first time. Like he's had some high school games and stuff like that, but first time at the college level. I think that's probably the first time he's had that kind of a feeling towards shooting the ball, and we got to have him doing that. We've been struggling with trying to get him to shoot it. Well, the problem is, when you're driving the bus, sweeping the floor, bringing the ball up, getting it started, it's kind of hard then to figure out a way to pass it to yourself. So we're having a hard time getting him shots that he needs. So we're trying to become a multi-headed snake, so to speak. Don't let people cut the head off the snake, i.e. stop Zach. So we're getting other people bring the ball up, maybe having him come off some screens and get some shots that way. So we're working on it, and he needs to work on it as well. And then his teammates need to figure out how to set screens for him. Right now, he's so unselfish. We want him to shoot it, and heck, I could be standing open in the corner, he'd throw it to me, defer to me, which is a bad decision. So, I mean, that's kind of how selfish a player he is. We need him to become a little more selfish.
Yeah, of course. And then he and Jamison looked like Stockton and Malone running those pick and rolls there at the beginning of the second half last week.
Well, they were playing that high pick and roll that we do, pretty soft. So I gave Zach some freedom to either penetrate or dish it off to Jamison. And yeah, Jamison, I think, probably felt like he found a Christmas present.
Yeah, he was running layup drills out there. That was sweet.
Just screen, roll the basket. You're probably going to lay up.
All right, Coach. It's funny. Beginning of this year, I remember talking to you, and there were no expectations on this team. And you at home know that. I know that. Coach Wood knows that. And it was, I'm going to go golfing once a week, and this is going to be fun. And as this year goes on, and you're right there for a championship. You're getting tighter and tighter, Coach. I can see you're definitely on board, realizing you've got a good team here, don't you?
Well, I think it's it's as good a team as we've had here at Humboldt in this, not talent-wise. I'm talking about the esprit de corps. I'm talking about how they get along and root for each other. The whole team is special in that they are able to relish in other successes. So you see James make a basket, the entire team jumps up. You see Zach, the entire team is rooting for him. It doesn't matter who it is; it seems to be that way, and that's real powerful. So this is as good as team in that regard that we've had here. And it's powerful, and it's got us to a position where we could be a conference championship. Does that make me any more tighter than I was if we'd been 500? I don't think so.
Oh, come on, Coach.
It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun worrying about whether or not we're going to be prepared to play San Bernardino and Pomona than it is working on my bad golf swing. So, I mean, it's more fun that way. So if that makes us tighter, that's something as coaches we got to guard against, because I got a bunch of freshmen. They're going to feed off us. If we come in there and we're all real tight and not having any fun, I'm sure it's going to be miserable for them. I don't want that to happen. We need to be loose, happy, enjoying this great game of basketball and in the thick of things like we are. So I don't think it'd do us any good if I'm real tight and trying to get the kids all fired up that way.
Well, maybe tight was the wrong word I used, but nevertheless, you're into it, Coach, and we like that. Yeah, you just mentioned it. You got a huge road trip. Pomona, San Bernardino, starting with San Bernardino. This is really crucial for your season. Your thoughts real quick before we wrap it up here on this weekend's trip.
Well, I think you said it all. Huge weekend. Both those teams, San Bernardino beat us here. Pomona's playing well as anybody. I think they won their last 5. Both of those are on the hunt with us. So, at the time of the season where obviously winning helps us, and if we lose a game to those guys, certainly not going to help us. We got to stay on our feet. We got 4 more games, win or lose this weekend. We're not going to be in it for sure. We're not going to be out it for sure. So it's all part of that grind, and it is a big weekend for us. But I think our guys are looking forward to it.
They are. I know I am, and I can't wait to listen. Tomorrow night, starting at 5:15, the Jackster at San Bernardino. Dan Pambianco on the call on ESPN Radio 1340. It's Humboldt State Tonight.